Former FIFA president Sepp Blatter and renowned French football legend Michel Platini have been fully acquitted of corruption charges linked to allegations of fraud within the international football governing organization. The ruling came from an appeals court located in Muttenz, near Basel, Switzerland, which officially cleared both individuals of any misconduct concerning a payment of 2 million Swiss francs, equivalent to approximately £1.6 million, that Blatter made to Platini in 2011. Both men had consistently maintained their innocence throughout the legal proceedings, denying any wrongdoing. Originally, Blatter and Platini were found not guilty of fraud in a 2022 verdict issued by Switzerland's Federal Criminal Court in Bellinzona. However, the Swiss federal prosecutors later appealed this decision, prompting a new legal review of the matter. This case has its roots in 2015, a year that marked a turning point for FIFA as it became engulfed in a far-reaching scandal involving claims of fraud and corruption. That same year saw a dramatic and widely publicized raid in Zurich, sparked by an unrelated investigation led by U.S. authorities. The scandal soon became known as the largest in the history of world football, uncovering a web of criminal activity that included fraud, bribery, racketeering, and money laundering. It implicated numerous officials from football's top governing bodies as well as figures from sports marketing agencies. As a result, Sepp Blatter was forced to step down from his role as FIFA president, while Michel Platini's ambitions to succeed him were abruptly halted. In this specific case, Swiss prosecutors had accused Blatter, now 89 years old, and Platini, 69, of deceiving FIFA about the purpose and legality of the 2 million franc payment. The prosecutors alleged that the payment lacked any legitimate legal basis and even suggested it was supported by forgery and fraudulent documentation. However, both Blatter and Platini argued that the money was a delayed payment for legitimate advisory work that Platini had provided to FIFA in the past. Platini, who previously served as the president of UEFA, the Union of European Football Associations, had been engaged by Blatter as an advisor as far back as 1998. According to Blatter's testimony, FIFA at the time could not afford Platini's requested fee of 1 million Swiss francs per year. Instead, they agreed that Platini would be paid a reduced annual salary of 300,000 francs, with the remaining amount to be paid later when FIFA was financially able to do so. The court in Bellinzona ultimately accepted this explanation, concluding that the arrangement between Blatter and Platini constituted a gentleman's agreement, a mutual understanding not formally documented but nonetheless acknowledged by both parties. As a result, they were acquitted. The federal prosecutor's decision to appeal that ruling brought the case back to court, but the latest verdict reaffirmed the innocence of both men. Following the verdict, Michel Platini expressed immense relief and satisfaction, stating that the legal ordeal had finally come to an end and that his reputation had been restored. He remarked that the persecution he endured was now completely behind him, and emphasized how important it was to have his honor returned. Sepp Blatter also spoke publicly about the court's decision, describing it as a moment of great emotional significance for him, his family, and his supporters. He stated that the court had finally delivered justice, something he had long hoped for. In the wake of the acquittal, Platini's legal team signaled their intention to take legal action against those who had initiated and pursued the criminal proceedings. His lawyer, Dominic Nellon, criticized the Swiss Attorney General's office for failing to produce any incriminating evidence over more than a decade of investigation, asserting that the entire case lacked justification and should never have been pursued in the first place. Michel Platini is widely regarded as one of the most talented footballers of his generation. Over the course of his career, he won the prestigious Ballon d'Or 3 times, an award given annually to the best footballer in Europe. He captained the French national team to victory in the 1984 European Championship and also lifted the European Cup in 1985 while playing for Juventus. Following his playing career, he transitioned into coaching the French national team and later took on administrative responsibilities, eventually becoming UEFA president from 2007 until 2015. Sepp Blatter, before rising to the top of FIFA, started his career as a Swiss businessman and sports administrator. He joined FIFA in 1975 and gradually advanced within the organization, becoming its general secretary in 1981. He eventually took the role of president in 1998, a position he held until he resigned amid the sweeping corruption scandal that rocked the organization.